Casimir leads the unsure team to the research facility. They see a flag warning them all to stay away, though at this point nobody cares and expects the worst. If Kenda was in there, she had to be found, urgently, as she was the only possible link to Omega. The black hole, what threatens our world, the whole thing was still difficult for them to take in. All this time, Omega, this supermassive black hole, this living thing, was in our universe and threatening planets like Earth for probably millions of years. This creature feeding on planets in chaos like a hungry lion. As difficult as it was to believe this, they had to press on. The doors were closed shut. Not really any surprise for the team. They were used to things like this by now. But Elspeth soon learned that Serena had left her a gift, a magical seal on her hand, which reacted to the doors. In the moment she touched them, Elspeth sent the locked doors flying open, almost knocking her back. Inside they are greeted by two cult members who were locked in the building and left to die. Noran goes for one of them wildly but is stopped by Robin's wound. However, Carl shoots one of the cult members in the head, stone dead. The other member introduces himself as Nathan, openly announcing he no longer wishes to follow the cult anymore. Casimir was not sure to trust him, hitting him several times and asking questions, but the man hardly needed to be hit, answering all the questions without hesitation. He explains that they were researching ways to stop Omega here, with a man called Project One, a super maths whiz kid who went AWOL and attacked the facility. Nathan explains he has a mental issue also. He tells them that the girl they are looking for is not here and possibly has been taken elsewhere, though he agrees to help. He unlocks the doors, leading them through the facility to a cell where Kenda could possibly be. But by this point he warns them to be careful, as Project One has the ability to take over people's minds, causing most of the workers to attack them. In the cells, the remaining people attack the team, uttering the words, "Make it stop." After arriving in the cell, they soon learn that the girl is definitely not here. By this point, Elspeth is struck by Project One and goes down into a brief coma. Robin, deeply worried, tries to wake her, trying to hold Elspeth, but an invisible barrier blocks her. Robin becomes very angry, saying she has had enough and just wants her child back. Some time passed before Elspeth awoke, fine. An argument took place, and Nathan suggests leaving, but Casimir wants to end this nonsense with Project One. Nathan, hesitant, announces Project One is his brother, but with some effort agrees to help, directing them to the yard, where he is hooked up to multiple machines. They find themselves in the yard where Project One is, and he is clearly suffering, wired up to all sorts of electrical devices, tied down like an animal. It is at this point that Elspeth reveals that the coma she had earlier was Project One trying to contact them and requests that they end his life. Elspeth goes for her dagger and approaches the suffering man. In that moment, Nathan appears and explains that his brother is the key to understanding Omega and must live, though he regrets his brother's suffering. Elspeth disagrees and stabs him clean, killing Project One in one swift move. Casimir and Nathan are both disappointed by this, but they let it slip. By this point, Nathan has had enough of the cult and Omega and leads them out of the building, where he agrees to help them find Kenda.